Oh, welcome back to day 5, you absolute powerhouses. Look at you, 5 days. 5 days you have shown up for yourself. Do you understand that? Do you understand what you just did? You didn't just learn some new breathing techniques. You didn't just try something new. You fundamentally changed the relationship with your own nervous system. This is amazing and the first step towards real regulation. And that changes everything. And let me just tell you why this matters so much. For years, maybe your whole life, you've been trying to change from the outside in. New habits, new mindset, new goals, new vision boards, new affirmations. And maybe it worked for a little while. You'd get some momentum, feel inspired, make progress. And then what happened? You maybe had a little bit of backslide. Some of the patterns came back. Some of the old behaviors returned. The anxiety crept back in. And you probably blamed yourself. You thought, "Oh my gosh, I must not I must not want this bad enough. Or maybe there's something wrong with me. I must be broken. Or maybe I'm the problem." But you were never the problem. Your dysregulated nervous system was the problem. And this is the truth that nobody tells you. When your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, in fight, flight, freeze, fawn, your brain literally cannot create lasting change. It's just not possible. It doesn't matter how motivated you are. It doesn't matter how much you want to change. It doesn't matter how clear your vision is. When you're in survival brain, it overrides everything because your survival brain has one job, keep you alive. That's it. And your survival brain thinks change equals danger. Change equals danger. Okay? So new behaviors equal a threat. Growth equals risk. So what does that do? It pulls you back into what's familiar, right? Even if what's familiar is painful. I know we can all relate to this. Even if what's familiar is keeping you stuck, because familiar in this survival brain equals safe to a dysregulated nervous system. This is why the same patterns keep repeating. You're not unique. This is what it does. This is why you self-sabotage right when things are going well. This is why you can't hold boundaries even when you know you should. And this is why you people please even when it exhausts you. This is why you stay small even when you're capable of so much more. It's not you. You're not the problem. It's a nervous system problem. And it's why breath work changes everything. Breathwork is the only tool that gives you direct, immediate access to your autonomic nervous system. You can't think your way into regulation. You can't journal your way into safety. And you affirm your way out of dysregulation. But you can breathe your way there. When you breathe intentionally, like you've been doing these last 5 days, you send a direct signal to your vagus nerve that says, "Oh, we're safe. Stand down. We can relax now." Your parasympathetic nervous system activates. Your stress hormones decrease. Your heart rate variability improves. Your brain, prefrontal cortex, it comes back online. And your body it remembers like what safe feels like. And from that place, everything becomes possible. Breathwork is the foundation for everything, for everything. When your nervous system is regulated, your mindset work sticks. So all the work that you've done on your limiting beliefs and how you really experience your reality, all of that sticks instead of it just being like another temporary high. Like, "Oh, this is great." And then you're like, "Huh, I wonder why that limiting belief has crept back in." Your new habits take root instead of falling apart after a few weeks. And your boundaries hold. I mean, can you even imagine that? Setting boundaries and then holding them instead of crumbling under pressure? Your confidence builds. instead of wavering with every setback. And your authentic self emerges instead of hiding behind people pleasing. Your patterns break instead of repeating on an endless loop. Regulated nervous system equals sustained transformation. Dysregulated nervous system equals constant backsliding. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So on this 5-day journey, over these last 5 days, you've learned day 1, box breathing, your instant anxiety reset. Day 2, your belly breathing, turning off your stress response. Day 3, my favorite, the 3-6-8 breathing, deep relaxation and sleep. Day 4, yesterday, coherence breathing, really heart-centered emotional regulation. And today we complete your toolkit with alternate nostril breathing, the practice for real mental clarity, for really quieting the noise. So these aren't just nice to have tools. These are life-changing tools that you can practice forever now. These are the practices that will finally give you agency over your own nervous system. These are the techniques that let you regulate in real time instead of being at the mercy of your anxiety or at the mercy of your overwhelm. These are the skills that create the foundation for every single thing you want to build in your life, everything you want to build. So the truth about transformation is you can't build a thriving business from a dysregulated nervous system. You can't create healthy relationships from a dysregulated nervous system. You can't step into leadership from a dysregulated nervous system. You can't experience true abundance from a dysregulated nervous system. You can't live authentically from a dysregulated nervous system. And you can't build a powerful life, the life you really want, on a dysregulated nervous system where the foundation is stuck in survival mode. It will always crumble every single time. But when you regulate first, when you build that solid, unshakable foundation, when you teach your body that it's safe to grow, safe to change, safe to be seen, safe to succeed, that's when the magic happens. That's when transformation doesn't just happen, it sticks. It takes hold. And that's when patterns don't just shift, they break entirely. That's when change doesn't feel so hard. It just starts to feel natural because you're finally working with a nervous system instead of working against it. You're working with it instead of resisting it. So why breathwork integration is the most important first step? Because it's not just manifestation. It's not just goal setting. It's not just vision boards. It's not hustle. And it's not willpower. It's regulation. Regulate your nervous system first. Build the foundation first. Create safety in your body first. And then from that regulated practice, you build everything else. The business, the relationship, the confidence, the boundaries, the leadership, the abundance, your authentic life. All of it comes together and it becomes possible when your nervous system isn't fighting against you. You've already proved this to yourself. You just spent 5 days proving this to yourself. I know you felt the difference, didn't you? The moments when your shoulders dropped, the moments when you just sobbed, the times your mind actually quieted, the sleep that came a little bit easier, the clarity that probably emerged, and the safety you felt in your own body. That wasn't a fluke, and that wasn't a coincidence. That was regulation. That was your nervous system remembering what it's supposed to feel like. And now you have these tools to create that anytime you need it for the rest of your life. You're welcome. When people ask, why is breath work so important? You can tell them this, because every single thing I want to create in my life, every goal, every dream, every vision, every transformation requires a nervous system that feels safe enough to let me have it. And breath work is how you create that safety. Not by thinking about it, not by hoping for it. and not by waiting for external circumstances to change, but by breathing, by using your own body's biology to regulate yourself, by accessing your own nervous system directly, by building an unshakable foundation of regulation that nothing can shake. That's why breath work isn't optional. It is essential. And it's the difference between trying to change and actually transforming. It's the difference between temporary progress and real lasting results. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. This is the most important work that I can do for myself and that you can do for yourself. You didn't just learn it, you got to live it. And that's how we learn and change. And you know what? You didn't just learn that over these last 5 days, you lived it. You showed up even when resistance came, as it always will. You breathed even when it felt awkward. You practiced even when you weren't sure if it was working. And now you know. You know what regulation feels like. You know the power of your own breath. And you know that you have agency over your nervous system. You're no longer at the mercy of your dysregulation. You're empowered. You are equipped and you are ready. Completing the journey today. So, today, day 5, we complete the foundation with alternative nose breathing or alternative nostril breathing. This practice is for mental clarity, the technique for balancing your brain, the breath work for quieting the mental chaos. The mental chaos that's most likely been running your life. And when we finish today, you'll have 5 powerful regulation tools, 5 practices that change your biology, 5 techniques that create safety in your body, 5 keys to unlocking lasting transformation. This is where real change begins, not in your thoughts, not in your goals, not in your plans, in your nervous system. So regulate first, transform second. That's the formula. That's the key. That's the revolution. So get comfortable, find your seat, place your hands on your heart, feel yourself here right now in this moment. Feel the power of what you've already accomplished. Feel the foundation you've built over these last 5 days. You did this, you. And now we complete the journey of this 5-day breathwork workshop. Let's breathe our way into crystalline clarity together. Let's finish what we started. Let's step fully into your regulated revolution. You're ready, beautiful. Let's begin. And so, like I said, today we're ending with one of the most powerful practices of all, alternate nostril breathing. This is an ancient pranayama technique, and it's all about your mind. This is the practice for mental clarity, for balancing the left and right hemispheres of your brain, for quieting those racing thoughts that won't shut up. If you've ever felt like you've had 47 tabs open in your brain, if you've ever been paralyzed by overthinking, if you've ever felt scattered, foggy, or mentally overwhelmed, this practice is going to be a revelation. Now, I'm going to be honest, this one might feel a little awkward at first, breathing through one nostril at a time. It does take some coordination, but stick with me because on the other side of this practice is clarity and calm you probably haven't felt in years. This is how we complete the journey. Box breathing for instant relief, belly breathing for deep calm, 4-6-8 for relaxation and sleep, coherence for emotional regulation, and now alternate nostril breathing for mental clarity. So you have 5 tools that will serve you for the rest of your life. So get comfortable. We're going to use our hands for this one, and I'll show you how. And we're going to finish with this workshop strong. So let's breathe our way into clarity, beautiful people, and let's complete this journey. So in balance, you'll learn an ancient technique called Nadi Sodhana. But before we get into this practice, let's explore how it works to bring balance to your mind and why balance is so important to deepening into your true highest self. Today, we are bombarded with more negative updates globally than ever before in human history. And you used to only have to care about your local village, like 150 people, or maybe, people, cousins nearby. But now, the media, your local activist group, the mom group, your friends' ex-girlfriends, they're all on social media and they're all clamoring for you to care about their lives and their problems. It's enough to drive a caring person into a freeze, which is exactly what happens when you try to tackle too much responsibility at once. So please know, masculine and feminine energies exist within all of us. And as a much deeper discussion of this is beyond the scope of this journey, I'm going to briefly explain what each of them relate to. The masculine energy loves to do, accomplish, conquer, and resolve, whereas the feminine loves to feel, flow, imagine, and intuit. As a result, when we're overwhelmed with problems we have no way to control or cannot solve, like war, politics, terrorism, we often shut down or fall out of balance, escaping into the shadow of our feminine or masculine to avoid feeling or avoid doing what we know would be most powerful. It's powerful to restore balance to your mind because you do remember what you care about, and your power to focus on that and that alone is a huge responsibility and privilege that only you can execute. So I know that you're here for something great, and you wouldn't have found this deep work at all if you weren't. So tune into your center by balancing the masculine and feminine energies inside of you, and continue moving, feeling as dictated by your soul, not the mass media. In this technique, you'll balance the doing and the feeling energies of your body. According to the yogic tradition, the flow of energy through Ida, feminine, and Pingala, masculine, nadis or energy channels is detectable in the nostrils. So go ahead, check your breathing right now, and you'll notice that one nostril has greater airflow and is the active or dominant nostril, and the other is passive. So go ahead and try that. You can pause and try and see which one you come up with. When the masculine and feminine channels are balanced, you're able to connect to your channel like a direct line into the cosmos, and energy can really flow freely through you. You might notice when you're in your mind, your right nostril is flowing freely. And when you're in your intuition, your left nostril is dominant. See if you notice it more now that you know what you're looking for. Go ahead and try it. And see if you notice that as you practice this technique for 5 minutes a day, or whenever you feel out of balance, that you can become a superhero weapon that utilizes the best of both sides of your brain so you can step into your most powerful future. But before we begin our breathwork today, please take out your logs, write in how you're feeling right now at this moment. Research shows that nostril dominance changes roughly every 90 minutes, naturally balancing your brain hemispheres and creating a sense of harmony and well-being. If you find yourself leaning into left brain functions, logic, formula, strategy, or right brain functions, creativity, metaphor, imagery, this practice will help you bring both sides into harmony. So if you haven't done so already, come into your comfortable seat. Raise your right, middle, and index fingers and rest them on your third eye. Exhale completely. Then use your right thumb to close your right nostril and inhale through your left. Then close the left nostril with your finger, open the right, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it, open the left, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close it, open through the right. Exhale. Inhale. Close it, open the left, and exhale. Continue breathing in this alternate nostril pattern. Inhale. Close. Exhale. Inhale. Close. Exhale. Notice if your head falls into your hand and gently return to a tall, relaxed, straight spine. So hold yourself upright. Breathe deeper into your belly, softening more on each exhale, drawing your belly back to your spine. Notice the union and harmony between the left and right sides. Observe how your heart slows and relaxes with every exhalation. Stay with it. Continuing to push through. Breathing deep into your belly as you expand your belly on your inhale. And pulling your navel back to your spine on your exhale. Stay with your breath. Keep going. And gently release your hand so it rests in your lap or over your heart. Bring in a harmonizing breath through your nose. Feel your belly rise and hold at the top. On your exhale, hum out the breath for as long as you comfortably can. Notice the touch of air on your skin, the breath below your nostrils and above your upper lip. And come into awareness of how you feel now compared to the beginning of the practice. And remember, in any moment today, you can tap into the power of your breath to return to your divine nature, the harmony that always exists within. This practice is powerful for centering yourself when you feel out of balance. Often we find ourselves so caught up in our heads that our decisions go haywire. We make bad ones and wonder what the heck we were thinking. Or maybe we weren't thinking. Or perhaps you experience being so lost in your feelings and flow that you can't seem to make tangible steps forward. Tangible steps forward to your goals and your dreams and your desires, whether you desire more from your masculine or feminine. This is a powerful breathwork practice to bring you back into yourself, into your center, when important decisions need to be made and important work gets to be done. So take a moment right now and just notice. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? What's shifted? Go ahead and log your experience, just 1 to 2 sentences about how you feel now. And you've just completed 5 days of breath work, 5 practices, 5 regulation tools that are yours for life. Do you feel it? That difference in your body? That's regulation, beautiful. That's what it feels like when your nervous system remembers that it's safe. And here's what I need you to understand. This foundation that you just built, this is just the beginning. Because here's the truth that nobody likes to talk about. Breathwork regulates your nervous system, but breathwork alone won't break your patterns. You need both a regulated nervous system and mindset work transformation. That equals lasting change. And think about it. You can do all the breathwork in the world, but if you don't address the scarcity story that's running in the background, you'll stay stuck. You can regulate your anxiety in the moment, but if you don't break the people-pleasing pattern, it'll keep coming back. You can feel calm in your body, but if you don't rebuild self-trust, you'll keep sabotaging yourself. This is why integration is everything. And this is exactly what we do in my 12-week Regulated Revolution program. It combines the breath work that you just experienced over these last 5 days with deep mindset work transformation. Here's what I want you to know. A new cohort starts this Monday, November 17th. And I'm telling you this now because January 1st is not the time to start your transformation. Think about it. Everybody starts on January 1st. Gyms are packed. Everyone's doing a new year, new me. And by February, most people have completely quit. And you know why? Because they didn't build the foundation. They didn't set their systems in place. They tried to change from a dysregulated nervous system, and it didn't stick. But you're different. You just spent 5 days building your foundation. Your nervous system is already shifting. You already have regulation tools. Now imagine heading into the new year with this, a fully regulated nervous system, the complete 21-day breathwork journey, broken patterns that used to run your life, rebuilt self-trust and self-resourcing, clear boundaries and authentic leadership, and momentum and confidence instead of starting from zero. That's what happens when you start now instead of waiting until January 1st. The women starting next Monday, they're going to hit January 1st already weeks into their transformation. They're going to have systems in place. They're going to have momentum. They're going to have support. While everyone else is starting, they'll already be thriving. The Regulated Revolution is 12 weeks of complete 21-day breathwork reset. You just did 5 of those components. Weekly mindset transformation modules, bi-weekly private one-on-one coaching with me, weekly group calls, private community support, All of this equals lasting change, the kind of change that doesn't backslide, the kind of transformation that actually sticks, the kind of breakthrough that catapults you into your next level. So here's my invitation to you, beautiful humans. You just proved to yourself that you can show up for 5 days. Now imagine what 12 weeks could do. Imagine breaking every pattern that's been keeping you stuck and holding you back. Imagine heading into 2026 with momentum, confidence, and a regulated nervous system. Imagine finally getting off that stinking hamster wheel and stepping into your most authentic, powerful, liberated self. That's what's waiting for you in the regulated revolution. The next cohort starts Monday. Check your email right now, or there is a link in the details section of this video. You'll see all the complete program breakdown, investment, pay options, early bird bonus for completing this 5-day breathwork workshop, and how to enroll. Ah, don't wait for January 1st. January 1st is when everyone starts feeling motivated, but motivation fades. Systems, foundation, and regulation, those last. Build them now. So when January 1st comes around, you're not starting, you're already flying. I want you in this next cohort. I want to guide you through the complete 21-day breathwork reset. I want to help you break every pattern that's been holding you back. And I want to watch you step into the most regulated, authentic, powerful version of yourself. The woman starting Monday, she's going to be changing her life. And there's still room for you. Go ahead and check the link, read the details. And if this is calling you, don't wait. Enroll now. Your regulated revolution starts the moment you say yes to yourself. I'll see you Monday, beautiful people. With love and lightning, you've got this.